Station 1370 WOCA.
WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. It's a rainy Tuesday. If it's not rainy, then you're not listening to a live show. But with Joe Reichel, it's always a live show. Even on a stormy day, it's like a mailman. He shows up anyway. Good morning, Joe. How
Fires, floods, storm, tree damage, it doesn't matter.
And the phone number to call Joe during the course of this show is 622-WOCA. If you'd like to ask a question, a do-it-yourself question, or a professional help question, either way.
As long as it's construction related.
Construction related, yeah.
And we can talk about other things too, but
yeah. Boy,
I might not have a good answer for you.
This kind of rain is just.
Yeah, this is the kind that would get you wet.
Yeah, and it'll knock down some trees and things. And have you ever seen damage from a palm tree? Has a palm tree ever fallen on a house?
Yes.
Do they do much damage, or are they lightweight?
They can do damage.
Really?
Anytime something hits a home, it can cause damage. But typically, palm trees are very well rooted, and they don't have much of a problem. And that's where any type of structure, any type of a home or building, when you have trees that are planted close by, either there's a multiple things that can cause problems. The roots. The root system of the tree, as the tree's growing, it's pushing against the foundation or under the slab. The limbs, they can be rubbing against the building and causing, damage there. Or the leaves as they fall, or even, palm trees, they have a lot of debris that come off of them too. So as this is falling, it's getting, building up in the valleys of your home or in the gutters. And then when you have a rain like this, it's just filling it up. It's not allowing the leaves or the debris is causing problems, because it's either causing the water to back up under the shingles and then come in the home, which we see that quite often, or it's filling up the gutters, so the gutters aren't working properly to get rid of the water.
So can I ask you a dollar figure on something? How much would it cost to have somebody come and clean out your gutters? Assuming you have an average size house.
Average size house, it's not a steep roof. You can probably get, some type of a yard person, a couple, like $100 probably would be.
Right. See, that seems.
Yeah.
And if you think about the damage that could be caused by not cleaning it out, that's a good investment.
Right. And you want to make sure, don't just hire some neighbor kid to do this, because no, I would never suggest. I would do it as a kid, just for a couple $100, but you're talking about getting on a roof. They're up there on your roof. If they slip and fall, that's something that your homeowners.
But Cousin Eddie.
Well, there again,
Cousin Eddie might know how to do it.
He might, but still, you're trusting someone that.
But I guess
you want to get someone that's insured.
Okay,
licensed and insured.
So that was my real question: was does professionalism, or is professionalism necessary in that kind of thing? It sounds like it is.
I believe that professionalism is important in every aspect. We were talking about it this morning, and typically you get what you pay for. Almost everything. Yeah. If you're going for, a lot of times with projects like us, homeowners have a budget, or they're only looking for the cheap. They want it done inexpensive or cheap, and you're going to get what you pay for. Like a couple weeks ago, we had a lady called in, and she said that, her paint was peeling, and now the painter won't come back to fix it. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's.
You mentioned that.
You're going to get, it's the quality. So.
And you have a phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, you bet. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Say, Joe, I'm going to have my house power washed. It's a brick home, but the gutters and the eaves, the overhang, is aluminum white. and they're getting kind of rough looking, and I'll have a guy come in here and do that job. I'm wondering about on the overhang, the eave part that's perforated for airflow. If they spray there and that gets up into the attic, is there like insulation there that would get wet and be a problem, or should I have them just leave that part alone?
No, that area is perfectly fine to be soft wash is what I would recommend for that. I wouldn't recommend a power wash or some a stream of spray that's going to be any harder than what a garden hose on a light spray would do. But if they're spraying it and just as far as to clean that and not just holding the water there and holding the hose there and letting it fill that up, you're going to be fine. Typically you're not going to get the insulation wet or the plywood, just because those holes are so small and it's going through there, and then it'll just drain right back out as it dries. So that's a very safe.
Are they going to be using a chemical in the water to help restore the whiteness to the gutter and that?
I'm sure he'll use some sort of a concentrated soap of some sort just to get it clean, because without that you're just using water, and that, which sometimes works perfectly fine, but a lot of times you'll need to use some sort of a soap or something to cut the grease and the dust and then wash it, and then rinse it.
The reason I ask is I've got bushes all the way around the house underneath the gutters are, and I was just wondering if there's too strong of a chemical or something that I might have a problem with my bushes.
Well, that would be, typically a lot of that stuff is safe and it's diluted pretty good, so it's not a problem. If he was using a bleach, then, he definitely would more than likely have a problem. But just ask him whenever he's there, hey, this is, express those concerns, and he'll be able to, if he is using a chemical, he'll be able to look on the container, and it'll have the different labels there, and if it's not on the label, you can always look it up online and check it from there as far as what it, if it needs or if it is harmful to the vegetation.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, great call.
The phone number is 622-WOCA. Real quick question I have about renting power tools.
Okay.
Anybody can rent a power tool.
Yes, there's places to rent power tools.
And you were just talking about professionalism. I would be worried with the wrong. I wouldn't know what I'm doing. If it's a hammer, maybe. But anything else, I don't know that I'd trust myself with.
Well, and that you would be the type of person that wouldn't want to rent a power tool then.
No, I know. But
there's a guy right there with a Victoria's Secret umbrella. I like it.
No, what's fun to watch right now is the Droopy Pants kids running in the rain. That was fun earlier when it was pouring out there.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was fun to watch them trying to run and keep their pants up at the same time.
Right.
You gotta have to have the swinging motion, I think. So getting back to the question about the rent-a-tool.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't, but I'm thinking some people might.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot of times in even our, we don't have every tool, and we don't use them all the time. So sometimes it's, convenient for us to go rent.
It makes sense for you.
Right. For example, a lot of times, we don't use all the time like a jackhammer or something like that. So,
yeah, I would imagine.
We've had to bust up concrete in certain areas, so we'll go rent a jackhammer. That's a little bigger than a power tool, but...
Is a jackhammer a precision tool? Can you... No. You're just busting stuff up. You're not... Right. You can't make a real perfect hole or something like that. Circle.
No. You'd need a drill for a precision hole in concrete.
There's a lot of jackhammers in New York City. I remember seeing them.
There are a lot of jackhammers in New York City.
I guess they're constantly needing to break stuff up.
Well, yeah. They're always fixing and busting, yeah.
We're just about up to our break. It's raining out there, so I don't know that the weather report's going to tell you anything other than that, but...
It's wet today.
If you have a question for Joe, maybe it's...
We do have a job we just... I know we're going to a break, but we'll talk about it afterwards. It's a water intrusion job, so...
Okay.
We just did it last week.
How that water intruded in the first place.
Yeah.
And part of what we do when listening to you is we try to formulate how would we prevent that from happening. So we'll be right back after the weather and a couple of commercials. This is The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sun today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours. The high today 82 to 86. Mostly cloudy later tonight, though 68 to 72. For tomorrow and Thursday, intervals of clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around, mainly during the afternoon hours of each day. High both days 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
All right, sorry, Joe. I didn't hear the last few things you said. 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. The phone line is open if you want to call Joe Reichel, 622-9622. Joe, I want to say something. On this show, we talk to you about specifically what you do.
Okay.
But the truth is, you are really a contributor to this community. And I don't want to embarrass you, but I mean, you really do a lot.
I try.
I mean, it's obvious that you do a lot, and you don't flaunt it. It's just you're out there helping with all these different. You're with the Literacy Council. You're with a couple of different organizations.
And that's it's a lot of times we joke about it. As far as my friends and I, as far as my job.
Yeah.
I tell people if I'm wearing a damage control shirt, I'm working, and even though and I wear them all the time, but it's not really that I don't really physically work hard, but my job is to be in the community to make sure that people know about what we do as far as damage control, and if in event disaster does strike, they know who to call. So my job is more of a public advocacy for damage control, and
it is really
putting
true.
It out there.
I mean, the business that you represent, your business, is truly the one business that you want to know about, but you don't want to ever actually have to call.
Right. Unless you're talking about our construction side, and then you can call us anytime.
Oh, then which is and you want everybody wants a new kitchen. Kitchen seems to be the room people want to redo.
Kitchens, one of the things that we highlighted last week in our weekly blog that we send out, our email blog, which if anybody wants to be on that, which is a lot like this radio show, but we talk about different trends and things like that. So our weekly blog was about fireplace makeovers. So if you wanted to redo your fireplace, it may not be as expensive as what you think. We've partnered with Italian Tile Imports in order to be able to do that, and a variety of different types of products that you can put on a fireplace.
Yeah. Remodeling is happening a lot. It seems like
yes,
a lot of homes. So
a lot of remodeling going on right now.
So if you don't have any damage, but you want to remodel, you might want to call Damage Control Services.
Yeah, I mean, we can help you with those remodeling projects, and anything is. I mean, we do kitchen facelifts and bathroom remodels and things like that. So, a lot of times people don't realize. I mean, we've even done closets. As far as adding shelves and places for your shoes and shoe cubbies, I think they call them.
Places for your shoes.
Yeah, shoe cubby. A cubby.
I have a place for my shoes. When I go home, as soon as I walk in the door, there they go.
Right next to the door?
There they go, yeah. Just keep them right there.
So one of the projects that we've had last week, what we finished up, was a water intrusion job. And it was an exterior wall of a condo. And I put it on Facebook, but this condo was getting water inside the home, and it was coming in around the electrical where it comes. These pipes come in.
Good, yeah.
So we dug everything out, and here again too, we've talked about maintenance and things like that, and a lot of times, if you have like a block home, for example, or even any type home, when you have that shrubbery close by, it's not allowing, the shade and whatnot is not allowing that ground around there to dry out. So we pulled all the shrubbery out, dug down, repainted that so that it was waterproofed, and then put the dirt all back in and fixed where the water was coming in. So a lot of times this is just a maintenance project. If you're wanting to paint, for example, it's always a good idea, if you're going to paint the exterior home, take a shovel and just dig down at least one shovel width. You don't have to go very deep, but this will get the paint down below the ground level. And that way it's making sure that it's waterproofed all the way down.
That is a good idea. Yeah. Just got to get that.
Because the paint is what's keeping your block home, keeping it waterproof.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The stucco, that stucco or block is not waterproof until you paint it.
That water intrusion issue was a common problem at the Cascades.
Yes.
We had that all the time. Even though there was a covering. How far did that covering go out? 10 feet or more?
Well, a lot of times just, the way the ground is designed or the landscaping, it can, sometimes flow. Or when you get rain like we're having today where there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
A constant rain, it's the ground is saturated and it's not allowing, it's not able to soak in anymore. So, if we get what they're forecasting, next several days of rain, you're liable to have some areas that
it'll be saturated.
Will be overly saturated and won't be able to drain. So that'll cause some backups and some things. So, and your homeowner's insurance, that's one thing. Your homeowner's insurance, unless you have a policy, a flood policy, it's not covered if water backs up and comes in the house.
So can I?
That's not typically unless you have flood insurance.
Okay, the phone lines are open. I don't want to monopolize Joe's time, but I would love to hear from somebody out there. 622-WOCA. But I have a question I don't know that I've ever even wondered about before. If you have a homeowner's insurance policy and there is damage to your home, can you do the work yourself? Does the insurance company say, all right, here you go. Here's the money. Go for it. Go help. Go do that.
It's once they give you a check, your insurance adjuster will come out, take a look at everything, and they will give you a check. A homeowner can do the work. There's no problem, and they can pick whoever they want to do the work. If they do it themselves, there's well, like for example, for us, there's a part of it that we get, and it's called overhead and profit. The O&P, and that is a percentage of the job that comes to us as a contractor. If you hire a contractor, if you say I'm just going to do this myself as a homeowner, you don't get the O&P, overhead and profit.
Okay. So unless you really know what you're doing, you'd be wise to get the O&P.
Well, the O&P
so that you can hire somebody.
Right. And that overhead and profit is what the money that we make by managing the job and making sure that everything gets done.
Well, that's awesome.
Accordingly.
Actually. That's awesome. I mean, I wonder how many people say, "Wow, I could say," but also does the insurance company tell the homeowner how much they can get, or does a company like yourself have to make a pitch or a bid or something?
Your insurance adjuster, if you have have damage, you're going to have an insurance adjuster come out, and they're going to go through the project, take lots of pictures, take lots of measurements, and they're going to give you a scope of work. On that scope of work, it's going to tell you everything that needs done, that they find that's going to need done. Typically, there's hidden damage or things you can't see, and so there's allowances for that afterwards when they won't be there. And a lot of times, all we have to do is just take pictures and send it to them, and it's called a supplement, and they'll take care of it. But when it comes to a lot of times you'll get a check, and let's just say it's $20,000, and you're looking at this project, and it's that's a bit a lot of money. But then you start, it'll have it all broke down too, as far as what it is. But we've seen there's common mistakes that are always seen. There's some pretty big ones, but even it'll have in bedroom number 2, it'll only have a light and not a fan, ceiling fan and light, or something small like that, which that's $100. But you're not they're not paying for it, or it's not on the paperwork. So that's our job, is what we usually, before we ever start a job, we agree to a scope of work and make sure that everything that you had is what you're getting paid for, and it's all going to go back that way.
Now, if I was an insurance company, I think I would want, if somebody was going to do the work themselves, I think I would want the option to not continue insuring that house if the work wasn't done right. I mean, that would make sense to me. Why should I insure something that's done poorly? So in other words, as an insurance company, I would want somebody
and that's where
to get a professional.
Right, and they do. And a lot of times your insurance companies, as you're up for renewal, will do an inspection. They'll have someone come out and inspect the home.
Makes sense, yeah.
And, typically we've seen where, they'll say, hey, you need a new roof, or you need, to fix the trees that are hanging over the house or something like that. And, you've got a gutter that's falling down, just, just maintenance issues or whatever, and you'll have to get these things fixed. They'll have to prove that it's been fixed,
right.
Send in photos or whatever, and then, or receipts if you're getting a new roof, and then they'll reinsure the property. So
sounds like to me, just get a professional.
Well, I mean, that's
to me.
Unless you know what you're doing, you're typically better off. Like for me, I have no clue when it comes to automobiles. I wouldn't even think about trying to fix something on my car.
I don't even change my headlight anymore.
I can do that.
I used to. I tried.
It's hard.
I paid the kid at Discount Auto $20. I said, "Could you come out here and put this in? I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong." So I have one out now. So
a headlight out?
Yeah.
So you're going to Discount
I'm going to go
Auto?
to Matt. No. I'm going to go to a mechanic, Matt.
Okay.
Matt from Sunrise Automotive.
It has the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like I'll come to you when I do have a few repairs that need to be happening on my house, so I will be calling you.
Good deal.
But I don't have homeowners insurance.
Well, I mean, and we work for homeowners without insurance as well, so.
Just have to have the cash.
You have to have the cash.
Have to have the cash. How do we get a hold of you? What's your number?
My phone number is 352-817-6574. So, and you can also email me, Joe@damageflorida.com. And like I said, if you want to get on our weekly email list, our blog list, email me or call me, and I can get you set up on that.
And the best advice I can give you is get Joe's number somewhere easy to find, like on a magnet on your refrigerator.
I have those too if you want one.
Because you don't need them today, and somebody you know doesn't need them today, but somebody you know or you will need them today, tomorrow, next week. Let's hope not, but you never know. Thank you, Joe. It's always fun.
Disasters do happen.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. Osama bin Laden's son-in-law sentenced to life in prison for his conviction in a terrorism case. Suleiman Abu Ghaith convicted in March on charges he conspired to kill Americans in his role as spokesman for al-Qaeda. Abu Ghaith testified at trial his role was strictly religious. The U.S. taking action against militant groups, striking the Islamic State group's headquarters in Syria, as well as targeting